My son should really be here, to represent himself.
You want to call him? How many drinks did you have that night?
I was a little tipsy for sure, and that played a role.
Your Honor, we would move to continue it for 6 to 8 weeks.
No, excuse me. I plead guilty, Your Honor.
This is the courtroom of Judge Frank Caprio, where people in cases are met with compassion. A different kind of judge. A courtroom like no other. This is Caught in Providence.
Hello, good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. Mr. Stuckey, you are charged with disorderly conduct.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want you to know that you have the right to be represented by an attorney. You have the presumption of innocence. You have the right to have the city prove each and every allegation beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to present witnesses on your own behalf, and you have the right to cross-examine witnesses who may testify against you. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you have the right against self-incrimination, which means you don't have to say anything. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand, sir.
Okay. Can you afford an attorney?
I can afford an
Okay.
attorney.
I notice, sir, you are not from Rhode Island?
That's correct, sir.
All right. Do you work here?
I was hired to DJ at Lupo's for a night.
But I'm going to tell you what the police say, okay?
Okay.
The police were on detail at about 2 o'clock in the morning at Lupo's nightclub, and a Joseph Stockey was kicked out of the nightclub for attempting to fight a bouncer. Once he removed from the nightclub, he became increasingly aggressive toward police. Mr. Stockey began screaming and threatening police as well as nightclub employees. He raised his voice several times in an attempt to gather a crowd. At this time, he was placed in custody, charged with disorderly conduct. Is there anything you want to say about that? You understand you have the right against self-incrimination. You don't have to say anything. You understand?
No, I'd like to say something on my behalf.
All right, now speak loudly and slowly so I hear you.
Okay, so I was DJing at Lupo's. I drove 8 hours to DJ, and it was last call. So I went to the bar, and I tried to get 2 females a drink that I was there with, and the bartender told me, no, it's last call. I'm not, serving any more drinks. So I walked to the other side of the club, because there was 2 bars in the club, and I asked that bartender for drinks, and he said, sure. But the other bartender came over to the other side of the bar, and he said, no, I already told this kid he can't have any drinks. So I was like, what's the problem? And he was like, get him out of here. And they throw me out. And then I tried to get back into the establishment so I could talk to the promoter so I could get paid for my DJ services, but everyone wanted me off the property. And then I did have an infantile reaction to the situation.
Oh, you were the DJ?
Yes.
Oh, did you ever get paid?
No.
To this day, you still haven't been paid?
No.
Huh. How many drinks did you have that night?
I was a little tipsy for sure, and that played a role.
I knew that as soon as I read the report. We have what we call alcoholic muscles down here.
Yes.
I read the report. I looked at you, and I read the report, and it said that Mr. Stockey wanted to fight one of the bouncers. It's been my experience, the bouncers are always, they're over 6 feet, they're muscular, right? And you wanted to fight the bouncer. I'm not sure.
Go well.
If you got a good left hook, I'm not sure, right? But I don't think that was a good idea.
No.
What do you think, Inspector Quinn?
It was not a good idea.
Was the bouncer bigger than Inspector Quinn?
About the same size.
Yeah. You think you can take him?
Well, who knows, Judge? Judge, now who knows? I don't know.
Inspector Quinn, you must have a recommendation on this matter.
I do, Your Honor. Based on no previous history with police, the one charge he did have was dismissed with prejudice. The city will offer a 6-month filing with a $35 court cost on a NOLO plea, or naturally he can come back for trial.
Inspector Quinn, I would say that 99% of the time that I accept your recommendation, and usually we're on the same wavelength, but I think given the circumstances of this case, he was working there. He didn't threaten anybody. Nobody was placed in any danger. It was all verbal. He just ran his mouth. He had a few drinks and he ran his mouth. And while words alone don't constitute an assault, they don't constitute an offense, even though words may be offensive, they really don't constitute an offense. So he didn't get paid, he got banged around, he spent the night in jail. I think you've been punished enough.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Lillian Escobar.
Good afternoon.
Lillian, you have one speeding ticket on Mount Pleasant Avenue.
I do.
You want to tell me anything about this?
Yeah, first I drive down the street 3 times per day, each day to drop them off at school. That day, the nurse from her school called me saying that she was throwing up and she wasn't feeling good. She had a fever, and I was not thinking straight. I was just trying to get to school, and that's why I got the ticket. I know I don't have it with me, but yeah.
What's your name?
Valerie.
Come up here. Okay, tell us your name again.
Valerie.
And you're in the 4th grade?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, she's smart. And what is your favorite subject?
Math.
Math. Now, do you ever think of what you want to do when you get older, when you graduate from college?
I want to be an engineer.
Wow, she's very smart. Now, your mom is charged with speeding, and a machine caught her with speeding on Mount Pleasant Avenue.
Okay.
You're going to be a judge for about a minute, okay? Okay, is your mom guilty or not guilty?
Not guilty.
Not guilty? We have all this evidence here.
She's not guilty because she drives really good, and she doesn't text while drive, and she's really careful
At all times.
at all times.
And so this had to be like an isolated incident in her life.
Yeah.
Okay, no, 'cause this is not something she does ordinarily, right? Mm-hmm. And you can attest to that because you're in the car a lot with her.
Yes.
Okay. And if she ever became reckless, you would tell her, wouldn't you?
Yep.
Well, she's very impressive, this young girl. She's going to be a great scientist. And if you ever change your mind, you might be a great lawyer as well. Well, it's nice meeting you.
It's nice meeting you too.
Taking all those factors into consideration, the matter will be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Just so we get off on a good footing, right? I know you're not trying to be disrespectful. I know it's a strange setting for you in a courtroom, but it's not yeah. No, it's like yes, yes, sir, no, sir, yes, Your Honor. Not for me, but for the dignity of the court, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay. See? Word.
Are you kidding?
Sociable.